I'll try to keep this as short as possible. So what I'll touch my current role and the journey and a few tips at the end of my small chat, or rather this discussion. I'm Chamara Hatharasinghe. Currently, I'm working as a manager for the development tools and development tool service and support area. Um, Currently, I'm a, BSL employee. I joined Millennium IT even before completing my final project. I was just started my final project in 2006. Then MIT, Millennium IT called me and interviewed me. So before submitting my final project, I was selected. I was lucky enough because our degree was at that time titled as a business administration information system, basically MIS degree, and I was able to join one of the great organization and their MIS division, because very few organizations in Sri Lanka having that MIS, Management Information System division. So I was able to join in 2006. Now it is almost 15 years there, and in 2008-9 period, it was acquired by London Stock Exchange Group, Millennium IT, and then there was the whole lot of structural changes in 2017. They formed Business Services Colombo Limited by merging or collecting or removing all these support services from the core software development, where Tech remains with only the SDLC people, and all other supporting teams acquired to Business Services Colombo Limited. That's how it formed. In my area, in my current role, there are few teams, like at this point 3 teams reporting to me. They're supporting LCH, London Clearinghouse, LSEC Tech, Millennium IT, and LSE, London Stock Exchange. They are working on Sri Lankan time zone as well as UK time zone. Um, if I give more, known tag is CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment toolset. We provide all this support for the development tools, SDLC, software development lifecycle tools, from requirement gathering, collaboration, bug tracking, integration, build, release, deployment, even for the final product once we implement solution to get the bugs and report service desk. So all sort of tools supporting by us, and there are a lot of teams in the BSL. We are closely working with the Adisha's team. If there's a problem in the Windows related in our services, we'll contact and get the support from that. And likewise, if there's a database issue, then we consult database. So our domain is development tools support, and that's a current role. And if I talk a bit about my start, there as a first batch student from first batch of ICT, we had a lot of concerns, issues, unlike you, because we haven't had a particular example, previous batch or past papers, the completed projects, nothing was there. So it was kind of a gambling and huge risk. Anyway, we selected that there was 19 members at that time. I believe 17 completed the degree. That was the starting of our degree program. Haven't had any student association. We formed SAIT at that time. No money, fundraising activities. Likewise, that is a start. Even we haven't had proper labs. That is the starting point for our department. Young set of lecturers at that time. I'm talking about the 2001, 2003, 2004 period. That's how we started. Then I engaged different roles, like undergraduate association president, the fundraising committee, and even after completing the degree, then I consulted and like provide my service as a president of the alumni. So that is because I wanted to help my division, or rather department, to excel and grow and have a more competitive position compared to other universities. that is why I happily joined this session. And even after this session, if you have queries, please ask Lasit sir to forward your concerns. I'll try my best to help you. So in growing that my journey, that key message is that university degree is not enough to excel and grow in your career. That will give you solid foundation, but you have to do all sort of other skills, qualification gathering, I mean qualification to your profile, then the certification. In my case, uh, my first designation was information system executive, where I played the QA role, technical writer, business analyst, project manager, all sort of thing. Then the business information system analyst, junior project manager, corporate manager, corporate technology, and in the current position. So in that journey, I obtained PMP, project manager, certified project manager, then the certified Scrum Master. Even the CIMA helped me, and I followed uh, uh, finance and banking degree there. In the finally the MBA from our university. So that whole skill set helped me to move from starting to this position as a manager. So supporting diverse team in the different time zone, the large number of tools, it's quite challenging. But having that overall knowledge and the skill set will definitely help you. So messages, uh, don't depend on solely on the BSc degree that university provide you. But apart from that, please spend your time and effort getting knowledge and other skills that will definitely help sharpening your skills and create a lot of job opportunities. So that is a key message I want to share. Um, and finally, I would like to give few tips. What I seen as a recruiter or recruitment manager, because up to now I have interviewed more than 200 people, undergraduates, graduates, seniors, all type of employees. So as a set of guys ready for internship or going to experience the industry, I would first point is like prepare attractive professional CV. It is utmost important. As a recruitment manager or the interviewer, you will spend only 1 or 2 minutes to just glance through your CV. So having organized proper CV in a nice format will definitely help you to at least get selected for the first interview. Right? It's not about selecting for the job, but at least for the first interview. Then in the interview, you have to perform and convince that you are the most suitable candidate for that position. So that's a different story. So if possible, get the support from someone who is aware on the creating professional CV, or spend some money, get the online tool support to create CV before submitting that. That is a key point. The next point is project work. For the undergraduate, with as personally, I double check how they have engaged in their project, especially third year, fourth year final projects. If you have you have done a good job, then we will be able to identify you are as a good collaborator, a good team member, either individual or group projects. So that is very important, because you might be able to pass your exam or get the credit or certification or whatever, pass that subject in the university academic life. But when come to the industry or the selection process, we will definitely check how we engage you with the project work and your experience and your learning curve, your attitudes and everything. With a very few questions, we will be able to identify whether you have really engaged with your project work. That is the real learning at the end of your university life. So put your best effort and genuine effort. That is another message. And finally, I want to say this: we are under new normal, and we can't go to classes and proper standard learning mechanism, but utilize this additional time for the online learning. There are a lot of online learning. under these circumstances, certain organization, Udemy and LinkedIn Learning, they provide promotion, discount for the memberships, and spend some money, get the membership, learn all these subjects. This is the right time to get that qualification. Don't like solely depend on the BSc degree. That is not possible for the university. Skill set for you. They will provide the base, good solid base. On top of that, you should make your dream, build your career path, and you plan out your how you're going to excel in your career by getting additional skills, learning, certification, all sort of things. This is the right time. Thank you all. That is what I want to share.
Very good morning, everyone. So, I'm Lochana Wijeratne. Currently, I'm working as a monitoring and evaluation specialist in ICT agency in Sri Lanka. And I would like to thank Mr. Lasik Gunawardena to give this opportunity to address my, who's my colleagues. So, as I planned, I would like to start my session with my university era. Hope is it okay if I start my session in Sinhala, because I would like to share my experience in my university with. Okay. සුබුදු දවසක් හැම මම ලෝචන විජයරත්න මම ඇත්තටම මෙම ඩිග්‍රිය ටෙක්නෝලොජි 2017 උසස් පෙළ කරලා ඊට පස්සේ 2018 දී මට පුළුවන් වුණා මේ පාඨමාලාවට ඇතුළත් වෙන්න මම බදුල්ලෙන් ඉතින් කොහොමද පටන් ගන්නේ මම ඉස්සෙල්ලාම කැමති මගේ මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලේ මම ගත කරපු ලයිෆ් එක ගැන සහ ඒ දැන් අපි ගත කරපු විදිය කොහොමද දැන් මම මේ අපේ ප්‍රොෆෙෂනල් ලයිෆ් එකට උදව් වෙන්නේ ඒ සම්බන්ධ කොහොමද අපි අත්දැකීම් ලබා ගත යුත්තේ අතන මම දන්න මේ අවස්ථාවේදී ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ හැම කෙනාට දැන් අවශ්‍යතාවයක් තමයි අපි මේ කෝස් එක කරලා අපි අපිට කොයි වගේ රස්සාද කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා ඒ මාත් හිටියා විශ්වවිද්‍යාල ශිෂ්‍යෙක් විදියට මටත් ඔය ගැටලුවම තිබ්බා මම කැමති This is my life in university. Can the things I did, music. මේ වගේ අපිට ඇත්තටම කැම්පස් එකේදී කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් මම කියන්නේ ඉගෙනීමට අමතරව මම කියන්නේ ඇයි අපි මේ වගේ දේවල් කළ යුත්තේ මේ වගේ දේවල් වලින් අපේ ප්‍රොෆෙෂනල් ලයිෆ් එකට කොයි වගේ උදව්වක්ද අපිට ලැබෙන්නේ මේ දේවල් සංගීත සම්බන්ධ කර යාළුවොත් එක්ක වෙලා තැන් වල ආට වටේම ඇවිදින්න ගියා ක්‍රීඩාවන් පැත්තෙන් කරා මම ඒ දවස්වල හිටියා යුනිවර්සිටි ටයිකොන්ඩෝ කණ්ඩායමේ ආචාර්ය විදියට ඒ ලබාගත් ජයග්‍රහණ තියෙනවා විශ්වවිද්‍යාල වර්ණලාභියෙක් විදියට වර්ණ ලබා ගැනීම හැකියාව මට තිබ්බා ඉතින් මම කියනවා නංගි ළමයින්ට කැම්පස් එකේ ඉන්නකොට අපි ලබා ගන්න ඕන අත්දැකීම් ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා කැම්පස් ජීවිතය කියන්නේ අපි ඇත්තටම එන්ජොයි කරන්න ඕනි ඒ එන්ජොයි කරන්න කියන්නේ අපි ඒ ඇත්තටම ජීවිතේ භුක්ති විඳින්න ඕනි අවුරුදු 4ක් මේ අවස්ථාවේ අපි ලබා ගන්න අත්දැකීම් තුලින් අපි රැකියා කරන එම ජීවිත රාවට අවශ්‍ය ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා මම ඒක සම්බන්ධ කරලා පෙන්නන්නම් මම ඇත්තටම ගොඩක් යාළුවෝ ආශ්‍රය කරලා ඊට පස්සේ රටවලට ඇවිදින්න ගිහිල්ලා ඒත් එක්කම අපි යාළුවෝ මේ ක්‍රීඩා කටයුතු සඳහා සම්බන්ධ වෙලා ඊට අමතරව මම කැම්පස් එකේ අපේ සොසයිටි එකේ භාණ්ඩාගාරික විදියට කටයුතු කරා. ඒ වගේ ආශ්‍රිත කටයුතු කරලා මම ඉස්සෙල්ලාම මොනවාද මම ලබා ගත්තේ කැම්පස් එකේ යද්දී. right did everything අපි විධිමත් විදිහට ලබාගත් දේවල් තියෙනවා මම කිව්වා වගේ ක්‍රීඩා සම්බන්ධයෙන් ආවිධිමත් විදිහට ලබාගත් එක අත්දැකීම් රාශියකුත් තියෙනවා. things I obtained මොනවද මම ලබාගත්තේ පළවෙනි දේ උපාධිය. ඊට පස්සේ ක්‍රීඩා පැත්තෙන් මට ලබාගත් වෙච්ච achievements. මිත්‍රයන් ගොඩක් ආශ්‍රය ගන්න ලැබුණා. ඊට පස්සේ ලයිෆ් පාර්ට්නර් මට හම්බුණා විශ්වවිද්‍යාල ජීවිතේ. Right. Okay. Now I would like to come to my professional career. First, as an intern, I worked in designs of technology as a ERP consultant. For 7 years, I have worked as ERP consultant in ERP industry for several companies. The first company is Designs of Technologies, and then I completed my internship in that company. And after that, I worked in Perfect Business Solutions, in same role, ERP consultant, then Billita. Then after that, I have worked in Pristine Solutions as ERP consultant in SAP ERP. So, ඉතින් ERP consultant එක වැඩ කරද්දී අතරම අපි මේ උපාධි පාඨමාලාව තුලින් ලබාගත් දැනුම ඇප්ලයි කරන්න පුළුවන් සුවිශේෂ රෝල් එකක් කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද දැන් ERP consultant කියවම ඒක PO අපි software engineer කෙනෙක් වගේ PO IT නෙවෙයි, finance accounting කෙනෙක් වගේ PO management නේ අතරමැද විශාල marketing, administration, finance, accounting, ඊට පස්සේ ඊට අමතරව stock accounting ඒ වගේ සාමාන්‍ය business එකක තියෙන එක department ගොඩක් එක වැඩ කරන්න තියෙනවා. ඒ අතින් විශාල දැනුමක් ඇත්තම අපේ රැකියා ජීවිතේ ලබා ගන්න හම් වෙනවා. ඇත්තටම කරු පාඨමාලාව අනුව අපිට මේ දේවල් වලට ඇප්ලයි කරන්න පුළුවන් අවස්ථා ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ දැන් මම වැඩ කරන්නේ මේ මගේ දැන් ෆීල්ඩ් එක ගත්තම දැන් monitoring and evaluation specialist ICT agency එකේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙයි මම ERP ෆීල්ඩ් එක අවුරුදු 7ක් ඉඳලා මේ ෆීල්ඩ් එක මාරු කරාද කියලා. මේ ෆීල්ඩ් එක මාරු කිරීමක් නෙවෙයි ඇත්තටම. One year ERP consultant, 1 year project officer, 2 years monitoring and evaluation specialist in ICT. අපිට මේ පාඨමාලාව තුලින් ගන්න තියෙන ගොඩක් දේවල් වලින් නංගි මල්ලි ඇප්ලයි කරන්න පුළුවන් රැකියා අවස්ථා ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා. අපිට මෙන් වෙච්ච වෙනම ෆීල්ඩ් එකක් තියෙනවා. දැන් මට ඒ දවස්වල තිබ්බ මේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් තමයි ඩිග්‍රී කරන කාලේ දැන් අපි කොහොමද කොළඹ කැම්පස් එකේ IT ඩිග්‍රී කට්ටියත් එක්ක තරඟ කරන්නේ. අපි කොහොමද මැනේජ්මන්ට් කට්ටියත් එක්ක තරඟ කරන්නේ. අපි එන්නේ අතරමැද අවස්ථාවක් වගේ තමයි අපිට තේරෙන්නේ. නමුත් එහෙම නෙවෙයි. ඒ අතරමැද අවස්ථා ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා. අපේ ඩිග්‍රියේ අපිට ගන්නන දේවල් ඇප්ලයි කරන්න පුළුවන්. ERP ගුවහම මම අතන ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ඔයගොල්ලෝ විශ්වාස තියාගන්න ඕනි අපි ජොබ් එකට යද්දී අපි ගාව තියෙන මොනවද මම කියන්නම් මේක මගේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් මම ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ERP එකකට ඇප්ලයි කරද්දී මම බැලුවා පත්‍ර ඇඩ්වර්ටයිස්මන්ට් එක මොනවද ඉල්ලලා තියෙන්නේ right big program එකේ මැනේජ්මන්ට් සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න ඕනේ IT related වෙන්න ඕනේ ඒ ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා නමුත් මම දන්නේ මොකක්ද ERP කියන්නේ කියලා ඉන්ටර්විව් එකට යන්න කලින් මම බැලුවේ මොකක්ද ERP enterprise resource planning ඉතින් මේකයි අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කැලේකට යද්දී අපි කියමුකෝ දඩයන් කරන්න කැලේකට යනවා කියලා. අපි දන්නේ මොන වගේ සත්තු හම්බෙයිද, කොයි වගේ පළතුරු කොයි වගේ ගස් හම්බෙයිද කියලා. නමුත් තමන්ගේ සූදානම තියෙනවා. තමන් කම්පිටන්ස් වෙන්න. තමන් ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේ ගැන විශ්වාස තියාගන්න. තමන් ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේ ගැන විශ්වාස තියාගත්තාම අවස්ථා රාශියක් තියෙනවා රැකියාව වෙළඳපොළට ආවට පස්සේ. දැන් පිටින් කෙනෙක්ට කියනවා මම මේ අවුරුදු 7 TRP එකේ වැඩ කරලා අයි මම මෙහෙම මේ ෆීල්ඩ් එක මාරු කරලා දැන් මම හිතනවා ප්‍රයිවට් සෙක්ටර් එකේ ඉඳලා දැන් මම ගවර්න්මන්ට් සෙක්ටර් එකේ වෙනම රෝල් එකක් කරනවා. වෙනම රෝල් එකක් කියන්නේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් මැනේජර්ස්ලට වඩා ඉහළින් සිටින රෝල් එක තමයි මම දැන් M&E ස්පෙෂලිස්ට් කියන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි කොහොමද මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක රන් කරන්න කියන ඒ ලයිෆ් ස්ටයිල් එක මම ගොඩාක් එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් කරා ERP කන්සල්ටන්ට් කෙනෙක් විදිහට. නමුත් දැන් මම බලන්නේ ඇත්තටම අපි අවශ්‍ය මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් ඇචීව් කරන මේ රෝල් එක M&E ස්පෙෂලිස්ට්. මම පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න දැන් මම කරන රෝල් එක මොකද්ද දාලා වශයෙන් leading a project towards the ultimate objective by monitoring and evaluating short, medium and long term outcomes. අපි හැමතැනම මේක තමයි කරන්නේ. දැන් නගිමල ඉස්සෙල්ලාම සමහරට අපිට ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් ඔෆිසර් කෙනෙක් විදිහට යන්න පුළුවන්. software engineering intern කෙනෙක් විදිහට යන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට රැකියා මොකක් හරි ජොබ් රෝල් එකකට යන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ අපි හැම වෙලේම තමන්ගේ අරමුණක් තියාගෙන වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. දැන් ERP consultant කියුවහම මගේ අරමුණ මොකද්ද? End of the day. To successfully implement ERP to the particular organization. ඉතින් අපි ඒක බලාගෙන වැඩ කරද්දී අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න දේවල් ඇප්ලයි කරන්න පුළුවන් ගොඩාක් තැන් තියෙනවා. ඒ ක්‍රියාවලිය ඇතුලේ. ඉතින් දැන් මම කලින් ERP consultant කෙනෙක් විදිහට ඒ දේවල් ඇප්ලයි කරා practically. දැන් ඉතින් මම ඊට වඩා ටිකක් ඉහළ තලයකින් නම් බලනවා මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් හරියට අපි මුලින්ම අපි the decided objective achieve කරනවා කියලා. So I think I have something to share with you at last. Learn new thing at any situation. Use the experience as much as possible. In your campus life, you have to enjoy life at any situation. Collect the experience as much as possible. ඕගොල්ලෝ විශ්වවිද්‍යාල ශිෂ්‍යයෙක් විදිහට ඉන්න හැම අවස්ථාවකදීම ජීවිතේ භුක්ති විඳිනවා. ඒක විධිමත් ඒවා, අවිධිමත් ඒවා, ඉගෙන ගන්න වෙලාවෙදී ඒවා, යාළුවෝ සමග සිටින වෙලාවෙදී ඒවා. අපි නංගිලා මල්ලිලා නම් මොකක් හරි මදුපාන උත්සවයකදී වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ හැමදේම භුක්ති විඳිනවා. පුළුවන් තරම් අත්දැකීම් එකතු කරගන්න. තමයි ඉගෙනීමේදී පාඨමාලාව කරන වෙලාවෙදී ඒ අවස්ථාවවලදී ඊට පස්සේ ඒ හැමදේම ඇප්ලයි කරන්න පුළුවන්. කොහොමද අපි ජොබ් එකක් කරද්දී දැන් මම කියන්නේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා අපි අයියා කිව්වා වගේ මේකේ පාඨමාලාව ඇත්තටම උදව් වෙනවා. ඔබ ජොබ් එකකට ඇප්ලයි කරලා සිලෙක්ට් වෙන්න. හොඳම කැන්ඩිඩේට් වෙන්න. හොඳම කැන්ඩිඩේට් වූ පමණින්ම ඔයගොල්ලෝ ජොබ් එකේ සිලෙක්ට් වෙච්ච දවසේ ඉගෙන ගන්න තවත් දේවල් ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා. හැම අවස්ථාවකදීම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඉගෙන ගන්න ගොඩක් දේවල් තියෙනවා. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට අවස්ථා පේන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. තමන් ගාව තියෙන තමන් ඉගෙන ගන්න දේවල් ඒත් එක්කම ජොබ් එක කරගෙන යද්දී විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය ගත්ත අත්දැකීම් ජීවිතේ ගත්ත අත්දැකීම් හැමදේම පුළුවන් උපරිමයෙන්ම භාවිතා කරන්න. එතන තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන් සක්සස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
A very good morning to everybody, and thank you so much, Mr. Basit Gunawardena, for inviting me for this session. And I think this is a very good opportunity for me to share my experience as an intern, as an employee, and how I started out my career and how I ended up as a finance and administration associate for one of the biggest printing and packaging companies in the world. So before we get there, I think like Lochana mentioned earlier, it all depends on how you perform in your university life. It's not about what you get from your school. I'm not saying it's not what you get from your school, but it's about carrying on that momentum. When you get to a state university, that means you have performed, you have outperformed almost a good majority of the others, good majority of the rest, and you have stated yourself and you have established yourself in a good university, in a good position for your career to start. So when you start your school or university journey, you might not have an idea where you want to go, what you want to do in your life. So I think it was the same scenario for me. Even when I was in my second year or my third year, I didn't know where I wanted to go. Even our degree was IT and it has a component of management. I was never comfortable with IT. So my sole aim was to be somewhere in the management role. So I did CIMA and I have completed CIMA and I wanted to be in the management field. So that's how I ended up in the finance and administration associate role. So it's about it's about finding out what you like to do, where you want to go in your life. So that's how you start your internship career as well. When you start out as an intern, you don't need to have a lot of experience. So that's the basis of an internship. I think you don't need to know a lot of things. You don't need to have experience even to start out as an intern. Okay, so I'll continue my session in English because I think that would be very much easy for me to communicate my message. So when you start out as an intern, internship they might give you 100 different roles to perform. So talking about my experience, I started out in a small company, a very small company that was a startup business back in 2017. I was 22, 23 years old back then. So the company was it was a company of my closest friends. So he gave me the opportunity to start out in his company as an intern. So I only earned like 20,000 rupees, but the opportunity, the experience was massive because the company was still starting up. So there were like 5 employees in the entire company. So I, as a new intern joining the company, I had to learn a whole lot of different things I have never experienced in my life. So a person who's focused to go to a management role, that is finance, administration, supply chain, and whatever and whatnot, that was the most uh, I would say that was the best opportunity anybody could ever get, starting out in a smaller company. I'm not saying that's a must for everybody here, but that gave me the kickstart, that gave me the push to be where I am today, because I handled a whole lot of things. So our internship period was 6 months. So within the first couple of months, I was exposed to a whole lot of new things where I had to manage customer relationships, where I had to manage supply relationships, administration to finance to import to export, everything. I learned everything from all the other people who were there in the company. So that's what the internship is about. Internship is not where you perform or you teach the company what you know. It's more about what you get from the company. So it's very essential for everybody to go for an internship. It could be for 3 months, it could be for 6 months, it could be for 9 months, it could be for a whole year, but that experience is what drives your career forward. That's where you learn the basic. That's where you put the foundation for you to project or to direct or to align your career goals and start out in a proper company once you graduate. So working in that small company, I learned, like I said, I learned a whole lot of things. I managed a whole different lot of projects. I was involved in uh, building new brands, marketing those brands, finding out new products, product development, market development, and what else, and whatever and whatnot. So that was, like I said, that was the starting step for me as an intern. So going on from there, I continued my internship for the mandatory 6 months, I think. And even after that, I worked there for a couple of months because that opportunity was great. So it was too good for me to leave. And working there, even after my internship period, I was there as a project manager, a project executive rather. I carried out a couple of special projects while I was there after my internship period. And then I did a stupid thing, to be honest and to be open. I did a stupid thing. I left the company in order to continue my degree because I was more focused on my degree rather than my working career. So that was actually a judgment or a snap judgment I made, where I gave up my working career, my internship, and my project executive role, and I started focusing on my second semester of the 4th year. So looking back at it now, I shouldn't have done that, because if I had stayed in that company, I would have learned a whole lot of different things in that 6 month period as well. But no regrets. Yeah. Anyway, so my point is, if you ever get an opportunity to go for an internship, don't even think twice. It may not be the best company in the world. It may not be the most highlighted. It won't be the most prolific company in the world. But where you start, what you do in that company, the people you associate in that company, and what you get to learn from that company is the starting step. It's where it it's where the company, it's where you get the basic knowledge. It's where you get the basic foundation for you to project or kickstart or take off your career goals. So first of all, you need to identify your motivation or where you want to go in your life, what you want to do as a professional. Once you identify your career goals, if you want to be an IT professional, if you want to be a management professional, like I heard a couple of questions regarding how to be a project manager. So once you have identified your career goals, then you need to focus your internship towards that. If it's an IT role, then you should like I think Adisha and Chamat mentioned, you need to focus on heading that way. If it's something to do with project management, you need to gather the necessary qualifications, the necessary background education, and focus towards that. Because internship is 100% the most important value adding step for your life. So one small thing I would like to add before I end my part of this is when since now I've worked in the industry for almost 4 years in different companies, I see new interns joining our company and every other company each and every day. So the most important thing is when we go to our internship from our university, when we are going for our mandatory internship, we are almost 23 years old. But the new interns coming into the market today, they are 19 or 20 years old. They have a good qualification background, they have a good education background, they are doing their degrees, and they are starting out their internship very much earlier than you guys. So there's a small bit of a mismatch when you guys come to the industry and when they come to the industry. So you need to focus yourself, you need to study, or you need to make sure that you outperform those guys who come very much early into the market by making sure that you focus on your degree, get your degree done properly, make sure that your professional qualifications are properly aligned, and you start your internship and you focus your internship towards the direction that you want to go. Because otherwise there will be a huge competition in the coming years in the market, and a whole lot of new people are joining the industry, joining different industries, joining different markets from different sectors of the world, and there will be a huge competition. So my advice for you guys is start out your internship. It doesn't matter where you get, it doesn't matter if it's a good company, if it's a bad company, if it's not the most prolific, like I mentioned, if it's not the top level company, but the experience that you could gain from one of these companies is the only thing that matters, because you won't be there for your entire lifetime. It's an internship. So if it's 6 months or 9 months, you complete it, you get out. What you gain from that company is what matters, because that is the only thing that you would take from that job to your next job. So I believe I have shared a couple of good points. I hope so. And if there are any questions, I think I would like to take those on.